It's like a second home.
This is a really important occasion for us as a faith community. To celebrate 20 years is a great achievement. A substantial length of time is a phenomenal achievement, and 20 years is significant. And 20 years in the new church is especially significant because it reminds us that it's only 20 years out of many more that we have already celebrated here, and that this faith community is much older than that. And so this is a great joy for us to have 20 years in our new church. We look forward to many more years here. But to all of those who made it possible, this is a great day to celebrate all the wonderful things that have happened here in the past 20 years.
We decided we needed a church in Wasilla. That was back in the olden days when the roads were bad to get to Palmer. Anyway, there was a group of us met and decided to form the St. Jude Guild. And there were about 8 of us at the time, and we met at different people's houses once a month. Alice Vicarious and Maggie Garcia went to the Roricks and asked them if they would like to donate a piece of property to build a church on. And he agreed. A very generous man. The family by the name of Leamy, somewhere back east, donated I think it was $35,000 toward a church here, and they asked that it be called Sacred Heart. And the reason we called our group St. Jude Group was because St. Jude is the patron saint of hopeless cases, and at that time we thought it was a hopeless case that we'd ever get a church in Wasilla. But we kept plugging at it and got it.
We were growing. We couldn't accommodate all the people that were coming because there were 60 families when we joined in '78, and now I talked to Father a couple days ago and he said there's 1,000 families registered in the parish, so it's grown quite a bit.
I think for me the importance of church is 2 things. And it's based right back in the Acts of the Apostles at the beginning of the Christian community. And that word is important, community. There are 2 strong elements, prayer and community. And we see from the start of the church, we see that the people lived as one community with one heart, focused on Christ. That's the important thing here. There's a social element to church that's really important. There's a prayerful element to church that's incredibly important, to love God and love our neighbor. Those 2 things together are what make church worthwhile. Anyone on their own isn't going to do it. If you pray, as St. James says, if you say you love God but don't love your neighbor, then how can you convince me? If we just party and have no time for prayer, then we're not a Christian community. Those 2 elements are really important, and I think we do them very well here.
We moved here in 2006 from Barrow after being up there for 7 years, and we came in not knowing anybody in Wasilla, and the church family here really took us in, greeted us and all of our screaming children on Mass on Sundays, and it was coming home is what it feels like when you share a faith with a bunch of people. It's amazing how quickly friendships grow.
Because we have an amazing community, so when somebody's lost, there's everyone around us. When somebody's sad, everyone's around us. When we're happy, everyone's around us. It's like a second home.
I have seen it grow phenomenally, and I think that is attributed to the fact that they reach out, and there's a lot of young families coming, and it being welcoming.
First, coming to Mass to Sacred Heart has given me the chance to open up to God.
That's what I get from the church. The greatest things on the planet is the Blessed Sacrament.
What sets this parish apart from many of the other churches in the valley is We have Father Joseph, which is a really great priest.
I like how everyone is comfortable around each other. It's like one big family.
It's home.
So as we come to our 20th celebration of our church, I think what I'd like to finish with is a blessing for our parishioners that comes out of the Old Testament from God himself that he gave us. And it's a threefold blessing. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May he let his face shine upon you and show you his mercy. May he turn his countenance towards you and give you his peace. Amen.
Why do you like Father Joseph?
Because he's kind and he loves Jesus.